Howdy y'all, welcome back to the channel. I'm James and this is Clearwater Fishing, and today we're talking about the Yoto worm and more importantly, the new baby Yoto worm. Today's video is brought to you by Mystery Tackle Box. If you've never heard of Mystery Tackle Box, they are a monthly subscription service to give you a monthly box for tackle. They have different package sizes depending on what your needs are. You get a bass box, a panfish box, there's a couple other ones as well. But overall, it is like Christmas every month. You get a box full of goodies, and if you're looking to learn new techniques or just build on your tackle box, this is a great way to discover new baits and find those new techniques. They even have videos on how to fish these new baits and new techniques if you're not used to them. They'll send you an email, you click the link, and it has a video on how to fish these baits and effective areas to even fish them. If you're brand new to the fishing game, Mystery Tackle Box is definitely out there to help you guys out. So if you've never heard or seen the Yoto worm, it comes in this package here. Irresistible tickle tail from 10,000 Fish. Has a cardboard box encased in hard plastic. Really good for protecting the bait and protecting the little tickle tail that it's telling you about. First thing about the Yoto worm is the head. It has a solid head that follows down the body. You can see how the thickness in the body is. And then you have the rib sides that give the body some width. Now there's two profiles to this. There's this profile which is wider, and then you have a thinner profile, which is much thinner. I like to use this bait that goes through the water column like this. I like to use it in this manner where the thickness is up and down so the fish are more likely to see it. Now when I'm fishing it on a jig profile, I'm going to more likely fish it sideways like this. So let's throw a jig up here. I got a jig right here. I'm more likely to fish a jig with a thinner side out, just like that. Not the thick side. That way the body is wider this way. So why do I like the Yoto worm? This is why I like the Yoto worm. Look at all that action, and I'm not doing a whole lot to it. Now the Yoto worm, the full-size Yoto worm can be used on just about anything from a chatterbait to a full-size spinnerbait, jig, buzzbait, Texas rig, shaky head, you name it. You can fish the full-size Yoto worm as a trailer or as a creature bait on a jig or a Texas rig. But ever since the Yoto worm has come out, I've kind of wanted a smaller version, and that's where the baby Yoto worm comes in. There's the baby Yoto worm versus the full-size Yoto worm. The full size is 4 3/4 inches, and the smaller one is 3.5. I like to refer to it as the baby Yoto worm. So why have I always wanted a smaller version of the Yoto worm? Mostly because I prefer finessier techniques, such as the Ned rig, smaller Texas rigs, or drop shots. You can still use the baby Yoto worm in all the same fashions that you can use a full size. You just have to use the smaller version of that bait. So if you want to use it as a trailer on a spinnerbait, just use a little smaller spinnerbait. You want to use it on a jig, use it on a little smaller jig. Same thing with the buzzbait and the chatterbait. Use it on a smaller version. And I promise you, on those heavy pressured lakes or those tough times to catch fish, the baby Yoto worm will be your best friend. My two favorite ways to fish the baby Yoto worm is the first on a Texas rig. I like to use a small 1/8 to 1/4 ounce weight, and I also like to have a 1/0 or a 2/0 EWG style hook for this. And I'll fish it where the width is this way and the hook's penetrating on this side. If that makes any sense. I'll have the wider side facing up. The second way is probably one of my more favorite ways for the Yoto worm, and that is on a drop shot. And I fish this either way, sometimes with the body going this way and sometimes with the body going this way. It just kind of depends on what profile I'm trying to target. If I'm looking for more of a more action, I'm going to fish it this way where the width is this way. If I'm looking for a little less action, I'm going to make sure the width is up and down, and it's going to have a little less action when I hit it on the drop shot. The Yoto worm is one of my favorite baits, and I always have it in my boat, and I almost always have one of these tied on at all times. They're an awesome little bait. If the bite does get tough, I definitely like to go down to this baby size, and it definitely does catch fish. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, if you learned something from this video. But just like always, until next time, get out there and go catch you some fish.